and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Mediumcore. As you can kinda tell, I've expanded the framework that I made in the last episode of the future base, but it's kinda hard to see from land, so I'll show it to you from above and then kind of explain what's happening. So, there we go. So there's this ring of progressively smaller circles here, and that's going to be towers in like step size. That's going to be the biggest, down a size, down a size, down a size. Kind of like stairs, but full buildings up to the main tower, and then these two over here are going to extend upwards as like kind of guard tower additions. And so that is the full mock-up of my base, and then there'll eventually probably be some smaller buildings in these open spaces. Maybe. Otherwise I might leave them plain. Maybe throw in some like dead trees. I'll do something with them so that's not just plain. But I've got the big plan now, so all that's left to do is actually start gathering materials. And the first step to gathering materials is getting something to put them in, and I recently obtained some shulker boxes, shulker shells, so I'm going to make 2 shulker boxes to get blackstone and actually, yeah, just blackstone for now. I'll get 2 shulker boxes of blackstone. And then do I have any ink sacks? Does not look like it. I'm not gonna really try hard to look for anything, so that's fine. So I guess I'll just have to find a basalt delta and start mining. Well, that certainly took a long time, but I killed a squid, dyed my shulker boxes blue, and filled them with blackstone. And you would have seen that process if my recording of it hadn't decided to not function. But I got my 2 shulker boxes of blackstone, and I'm going to slap them right over here in the middle because I need more. And hopefully this one will record properly, because I would like more shulker boxes of deep slate. I need 2 shulker boxes of cobbled deep slate, and I would like these ones to be gray. And I had 1 spare black dye. I don't have any white dye anywhere, but I do have a bone meal. Make a black dye, or a gray dye. Now I have 2 gray shulker boxes, and I'm going to find a hole, and I'm going to mine deep slate, and I will desperately hope that it actually records this time. I don't know why I'm going this way when the best way is probably to dig a hole in my floor. Either way, I'll make a hole somewhere. Instead of just digging a random hole, I kind of decided to find an actual good spot to make a mine, so I went over to my iron farm and dug a little hole all the way down to y equals -58. I could have just like quarry mined at y0, but I wanted to be able to try and get some diamonds as I was mining. So yeah, I was strip mining, which is probably the least efficient way of getting deep slate, but it really did not take that long. Getting 2 full shulker boxes took about 45 minutes. It was not that bad. It was really not that bad. Um, and I got a decent haul from it. Due to file size restrictions, this isn't the whole mining session. This is almost a full shulker box, though, that you can see me mining here. But yeah, so now I have a permanent mine over by the iron farm and the villagers that I can go to if I ever decide to try and get some diamonds. But I probably won't need any more diamonds ever again, unless I'm just really desperate to make a second set of armor. But as you can see, I've already gotten a little bit of diamonds, but I ran into lava there. It happens, but not a big worry. Fortunately, I've got fire protection on my chest plate, so it's really not a big worry, but usually I'm fast enough to avoid it. But yeah, that's that. Alright, I've got a pretty good haul from that pretty good length mining session, good solid 45 minutes. I got a grand total of 60 whole diamonds, almost a full stack, almost 3.5 stacks of redstone, a half stack of gold, and almost half a stack of lapis. I've got a little bit of coal, but I've already divided it amongst my furnaces, so I can add these to my Richides chest. There they go. I have a full stack of diamonds. At long last, finally, I've hit my first stack of this world. So that's pretty exciting. And beyond that, I got my 2 shulker boxes of deep slate. Side by side with my 2 shulker boxes of blackstone. It's great news, because it means I can start working on the base. There's one more material that I need to get, but I'm not going to get it just yet because it's a pain to get, and I'm not going to be using it immediately. But I do need a substantial amount of black concrete, because what I kind of want to do is when I make the details like the windows and architectural features, I want there to be some kind of extra artificial shading using darker blocks, because the main portions of the towers are going to be made out of deep slate with blackstone accents, and it's kind of hard to get a block darker than deep slate. So I'm going to be using black concrete to kind of create fake shadows in the towers, especially underneath like window ledges. So like say this tower goes this tall and there's a window here, I'd have like a little row of black concrete underneath it, and then maybe some black stone, and then more deep slate, kind of creating that little shadow effect. And it's probably going to take a bit of tampering with to get good looking, but I want to do that. And then another thing I was planning on doing was how to kind of do the overall build. What I wanted to do was build the entire outer towers first, starting with the actual towers on the outside, starting with the entrance tower and then working my way up to the big one. Just completely plain towers, and then once all of them are in place, add the detailing and such, and then move on to the big boy tower, the real deal, and build it up and then detail it. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of times when my base is probably going to be really boring looking because it's going to be undetailed, but I promise it will get better. But that is a long way off. For now, I need to just work on getting it all started now that I have the materials. And with that, that is actually all I'm going to do for today's episode of Minecraft Mediumcore. I do hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.